Welcome again on the Good Place Bench, part of the International Conference of Urban Health. And I'm delighted to be here in Marrakech. We're in a beautiful water museum, or a museum of water. And great to be hosting a bench here and meet interesting people to talk about their work, their projects, their stories, especially related to urban health. And now I'm joined here by, Daniel. Danielle. Daniel?
Daniel, it's
Daniel.
okay.
It's okay. Please introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and what brought you to Marrakech.
Okay, thank you so much, Robin, for having me in this in this podcast. I'm Daniel Velazquez. Originally, I'm from Mexico, but I'm currently living in Barcelona because I'm studying my PhD, my second year of PhD there, and more focus on climate change, transport sector, and at the end, the health impacts or health co-benefits of the climate change action.
The last one, please.
All related with the climate change co-benefits.
Go.
So, okay, well, I'm very passionate about active transportation across the cities
Okay.
and how all the cities can be retransformed or rebuilt to promote active transport. It doesn't matter where they are located, the cities.
Okay.
It's just to think about healthier spaces for all the population, not just for some sectors. So I used to advocate for transform our spaces, our cities, our communities in spaces that can promote more physical activity levels for everyone.
Yeah. So, as in exercise, as in sport, as in what kind of examples?
I think when we talk about physical activity, we only think in sports or anything, but the physical activity is any movement that we do with our body. So it can be for transport, it can be for leisure, it can be for sports, so for everything. And all these behaviors are very well related with our environment, how our environment of where we live um, are facilitators or barriers to promote how much physical activity we do at the end of one day or one week or always.
Yeah. And what brought you to research, especially that? I mean, is it somehow your own drive, mission, or what's the thought behind it?
Okay, if I talk more deep about my project, it's the name of the project is Catalyze, which is more focused on the co-benefits of the climate change action. It means like whatever we do for have a healthier planet, it's gonna be healthy or a healthy impact for our health.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if it's healthy for the planet, it's healthy for us. It's a concept that I like to do, or how I
Pretty simple concept. Yeah.
yes, it is. But what I'm researching, or where my research is more focused in how many car trips or short car trips can be replaced by active transportation across European cities. It it is because almost all the interurban or urban trips that occurs, or car trips that occurs in European cities, are in average distance of 7 kilometers,
Okay.
which can be easily replaced by public transport or active transportation. Active transportation can be interpreted as cycling or walking. No, those distances that are less than 3 kilometers can be walk or can be cycling.
Still, people choose the car over a 3 kilometer drive.
It is, and the data from European cities is quite impressive because probably there is more resources that are not put in the right things, or how to transform our spaces to be more safe. For example, or also there are some people that say, oh, but probably the topography or the geography of the cities do not promote active transportation, and it can be a good example about the decisions or how the people take decisions to use a car. But probably it's because there is a lack of a proper public transport options,
Right.
no, regarding the frequency, the quality, the security in some cities. So
And
there
also
are more.
It's also a cost thing. sometimes public transport can be expensive, or there are so many factors that influence the accessibility of public transport.
Yes, of course. Imagine also the cost of trying to live in the downtowns or in the inner parts of the city probably is gonna be more expensive rather living in the outskirts or outside. So the people do prefer to do interurban trips. But what if we have like a very good connection with the outskirts or with the other out parts of the cities that are connected with a proper public transport? So there are many examples that can reduce the cost at the end of the service, or at the end the cost for the customers. And when we talk about active transportation, of course, I think Netherlands is a good example of that. How since the 70s, the population start requesting to stop or to avoid the cars in some areas because they it's not like the population discovered. It's just they see that the security for the population wasn't good
Because of cycling.
because so they decided to start promoting other ways to transport. Netherlands is a good example how the cities can be transformed to promote active transportation. And
What are cities that you focusing on then?
now I'm doing the study at country level to see how the transport occurs at country level, and then we are trying to discover how many cities can be included or studied as case studies.
Spain
At European level is the next step of this project. So until now, I have data at country level of 27 countries.
Okay, interesting. 27 countries on European level, where you can apply these insights to the usage of cars and active transportation. Interesting. And you're gonna share these findings during this conference?
Yes. In the next days, I have an oral presentation showing like the preliminary results about how many short car trips can be replaced. We have a model to the 2030 and to the 2050 projections, is in a way to show how many also emissions can be reduced. It's not only to replace it by active transportation. In the other hand, is how many emissions can be reduced or avoid among the European cities. So yes, we are expecting some numbers that it depends of the distance. Less than 3 kilometers are the more feasible to be replaced. Among 20% of those short car trips can replace, but all the others at 3 to 7 kilometers is around 50%.
And what are you hoping to? Sharing your numbers. It's mostly with research. What are you hoping for? Some action? Are you hoping for a next step?
Yeah, of course. The next step is create a health impact assessment related with the physical activity due to the shortcut replacement. It means that if the people is not using a car and now is using a bike and increasing the physical activity levels, what would be the impact on the health for increasing the physical activity? And at the end, all this expressed in premature death, reduce the premature deaths,
Yeah.
as well another health outcomes, and at the end express this in cost, in money. That is the languages of the politicians. How much money can the system save for preventing premature deaths and other disease?
And what about less cars in the streets as a result?
Yes, as a result, we're expecting to reduce at least with these projections in the better scenario at 20% of the short car trips. Also, this is only like
Also
projection.
car ownership, maybe.
Yeah, the car ownership. Although, sadly, if the projections of the economic projections are as are modeled today, probably each country is going to increase the GDP each year. So probably it can represent that more people can buy a car in the future. But we expect not.
They should buy a bicycle.
Yeah, they should. That's our work to convince that the people is like choose a bicycle, choose to walk, and choose the public transport, and also work very hard with the stakeholders, with the policymakers, and with the politicians at the end. This is, I think, the other part that we need to do beyond the research. You are putting numbers, but we need to do something else with the numbers. is not only to publish in a very nice journal and to promote it only among the research community. We need to escalate up to the politicians and convince them that we are talking about our planet and our health.
And I think that's also the beauty of this conference. There's a lot of ideas and projects shared, but I think there's also this urgency that things need to be done. Yeah, things need to be pushed through and realized in practice.
Yes.
Daniel, I mean, exciting days ahead to share your findings. How long have you been working on that research?
Until now, more than 1 year. 1 year and a half. I'm second year of PhD, so this project to me is expected to be continuous in the next year. So this is the preliminary results.
This is going to be your life's work.
Probably yes.
Good. As you know, Daniel. You're on the Good Place bench, and the final question always is like, what is a good place to you, and what should we all do to make our places more of a good place?
That's a hard question, but it is.
Other things were easy.
Yeah, of course, this is a hard question. Where is a good place? I think for sure it depends where you live, how you live, and that for all the populations, in any part of the world, that can represent a place where their health can be improved only by the environment where you live, and that this environment doesn't represent a risk to your health and to your safety. I think that could be a good place. Of course, all adapting for each culture and each part or each ecosystem.
And to you?
To me, a good place to live is a place in where I can keep working on my research, being happier each day, satisfied with what I'm doing until now, because I'm one of those people who believe that we can think globally, but we need to act locally to really create a change.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck Thursday for everyone watching and listening. Thanks so much, Daniel, for your time and for your story. And active transportation, people. Leave your car at home when you need to go around the corner.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye-bye.